morning, everyone. It's a great Saturday morning today, and continuing with the benefits of Shunya practice, I bring you today the eighth benefit that we get unknowingly from the practice of Shunya is faith. Many would believe that faith needs to be cultivated. You just cannot have faith coming to you. But if you understand the word faith is different from the word trust and belief. Faith is something that you start to trust and believe, but yet in a different way, because faith is for something that you don't see, you don't know. You can only be faithful having faith on that thing, because if you know that thing, if you are aware of that thing, you can trust it. If you have seen it, you can believe it. But faith is about the unseen, unexperienced. And so everyone who takes that first step of practicing Shunya, where we tell that you're going to get nothing, there's no thing that you're going to achieve, you are just going to improve your own being. Yet when people practice that, that's the first step that they are taking into the unknown, into the unseen. They start now practicing unknowingly what we call faith. And you see, faith actually is born from love, a belief, a trust within yourself that yes, I can change. So love is where faith actually comes from. In a relationship, that's why I put this picture on. In a relationship, it's love. And through love, you start having this faith that this is the person that you want to live your life with in the future. It's not the belief that comes automatically. It's a faith. It's an unknown faith. You cannot explain it. It's unexplainable. But you start having this inner voice, an intuitive voice that says, yeah, he's the one or she's the one. And this is exactly what we say, that faith is seeing and believing on something that is unknown. Faith is a confidence in what we hope for, an assurance about what we do not see. And faith then nurtures the other two great skills that we develop over time, is trust and belief. Because if you have faith in someone, only then would you trust and believe that person. For example, you need to understand that faith with Shunya practice comes because you sit down there. You know you're going to get nothing, but you still sit down there and you, with complete faith, give your 100%. Nobody is there to judge you. Nobody is there to measure you. There's nobody who's going to find out whether you're doing this practice with 100% awareness, with 100%, loyalty. Nobody's there. You have to do it yourself, and you do it because you have this faith that whatever it is going to do something good for you. You have this confidence, and that is why you start practicing Shunya. You practice Shunya. You sit down, you do your reverse count, you follow your breath without any expectation, because faith does not expect anything. Trust might, you trust somebody and you expect that, okay, you sign up a deal with somebody and you say that this is because on the basis of trust, that's why you go for deals and signatures, because you trust somebody. But yet, somewhere there is doubt. Where there is trust, there can be a possibility of doubt. That is why even trust doesn't assure you, and people can break your trust. Belief, you believe in something, but somebody can just show you something else and your belief is changed. You believed in somebody being like this, and when you see his other side of the face and you say, oh my God, I can just not believe this is happening. So trust and belief can keep on changing depending on situation, but faith is unmovable. Faith doesn't change like that. Faith remains in the basic thing within you, even though you know it is not attached to something. And that is why it can be unshaken, unmoving. And people who develop this faith in relationship, in their companies, in the business, in the work, in whatever they have faith in, they will actually start trusting it and believing it and executing it without any fear. Because fear comes from you being attached to something, you thinking that you will lose something. But this is not the case with faith. Faith is unmovable, unshakable. And I believe when you practice Shunya, you start with faith. Every time you sit down, do your reverse counting, observe your breath. After everything, you experience this peace and serenity. You judge for yourself. I missed my counts, and I will try to do that again. Pay more attention, be more concentrated, be more aware. There's nobody I need to, prove to. I have no one to show what I have achieved. I'm doing it for myself. And that is what develops over time. So faith, in the Hindi language, we call it asta. And this asta, you can say a kind of, I would not even call a feeling, it's kind of a confidence you have on the unknown and unseen. That then gives rise to trust, that we call in Hindi Vishwas. That gives rise to belief, that we call in Hindi Bharosa. These are the things that automatically start developing within you. So again, people tell you to be, you should have faith in this, you should have faith in that. But faith is again not something that you can have. You need to develop. It needs to come automatically within you. And it can start with something that you do as simple as Shunya. Because in Shunya, when you do something without an expectation, or you're not going to get anything, we make it very clear, nothing to achieve. That itself shows that you're still doing it. That is somewhere developing a skill. I would not even say a skill, a kind of a change within you, that you start believing in possibilities, in impossibilities also. Suddenly, poverty is that you're suffering from, and suddenly richness is that what you have never seen in your life. You start having a faith within you. No, I can achieve that state. And you will see with Shunya, this is what happens automatically. And it looks all magical, but there's no magic here. There is a complete logic here. That when you do something in a particular way, you will transform that thing in everything you do. And that's why faith is another skill set that comes as a result of the practice of Shunya. And trust me, if you have faith, trust, belief, loyalty, everything just falls into place. Now, this picture, I have picked this picture up very carefully because relationship, you get into a relationship because of faith. And you only expect faith back. Faith is that thing that binds you. Love begins it all, but faith is that keeps it going. But when you look at it, it's through faith that you trust. It's through faith that you believe. And sometimes in a relationship, it can go wrong. Your partner can just break your trust, can just do something that you wouldn't believe that he has done. But the relationships that were based on faith, not on trust, not on belief, but based on faith, will always come back They will always reset back. Forgiveness comes because somewhere at the core there was faith. That was the reason that this relationship was built. In DXN also, if you see people who start having this faith on the company, on Dr. Lim, on the products of DXN, whatever happens, whatever company comes, whatever greatest things, greedy propositions are given to you, you just don't move. You don't break the trust. You don't change your belief in the company. You just stick around. And that is what we term as loyalty. You look at this, why do we call a dog a faithful animal? Because if it has a relationship with its master, that was nurtured because the master of the dog raised it up with love, care, concern. He suddenly has this thing. This is my master. He has a blind faith. Anything you do, he doesn't even know if the master is a good person or a bad person, whether he's doing right or wrong. He is just faithful to the master. Not because the master feeds him, food 2 times a day, or not because of that, because that anybody can give him, but he will not take it from anybody. He will protect and be with the master. He is faithful. Even there are many instances where dogs have given their lives for their master. Faith can do anything. It can move mountains. It's on the basis of faith that men have experienced the ultimate supreme reality that we call God. But it's faith that has to be cultivated somewhere. So, yes, your faith can be again brought within you with the practice of Sunya. So trust me, even though there is nothing that you're going to get from the practice of Sunya, it is definitely giving you loads and loads of benefit. And one of the most important one is faith. And trust me, if you develop this, you will start having faith in yourself. You'll start believing in yourself. You'll start trusting on yourself. You will start listening to your inner voice, and you will transform not only yourself but millions of lives around you. So from my side, on this Saturday morning, this is what I have to offer as one of the great benefits of the practice of Sunya. And if you have any questions, put that in the comment section below so that I will answer any question in regards to this thing called faith. And if no questions, then I will move forward. Because it is said that the just, the one who are really just, who are good, who are virtuous, shall live by faith. Faith is so important. Okay, so I feel really inspired by these words, Doctor. Thank you for all these transmissions. Thank you, Carlos. Yes, these are wonderful jewels and gems that come from the practice of Sunya. And I don't think so. There is anything as simple, easy, uncomplicated than the practice of Sunya. Even though there is nothing that you're going to achieve. That's what it is said, Because when you have something to achieve, it's very limited, When you have nothing to achieve, it just is like a possibility of the infinite coming in front of you. So that's from my side. I don't see any questions coming up. If you surely have any questions, because many would wonder, we usually get confused. If you go on the internet and you search the meaning of faith, they use the word trust and belief to explain faith itself. But no, faith, trust, belief are totally different, And that is why very important to understand. Trust is based on the past experiences you have had with the person, with things. You can trust a person because last time when you did 10 times he has done so and so things, and so you can trust him. But he can break your trust. That's also a possibility. Belief is because you have seen and witnessed certain things, and you start saying, I believe this, I believe that, I believe that, because it's something that you have again experienced. But when somebody tells you, do you know this thing has happened? You'll say, yeah, I believe that this would have happened. I don't believe in. So here again, it is something, that has gone through, something that has brought trust and belief into picture. But faith has only love at its core that gives rise to faith, because it's love. You look at the mother and child relationship, it's a love relationship. The mother loves the child so much, that when the child does something wrong, the mother just doesn't believe, doesn't trust anyone. When somebody tells that your child did this, no. Love is the basis of faith. She has so much belief and so much trust on the child. But when the child breaks that trust and belief, somewhere faith remains unshaken, and she still forgives the child. She is the only person, I think, on the earth. Even if the child does the most worst of crime, she's the one who will just forgive. So faith is regained back when trust and belief is lost or is broken, is by forgiveness. You understand? And that forgiveness is what we call the method of resetting yourself back to the same original state of faith. So build your relationships based on faith. Trust and belief are okay, but faith is something beyond that. And that, again, I don't want to tell you that you should cultivate faith, be faithful. That doesn't work like that. You need to practice Shunya. Automatically, over a period of time, you will see that this faith will automatically come within you. So here we have Kumar Avnish telling faith really base of good relationship. Yes, without that it doesn't work. Faith is the base of every relationship. Yeah, people do get into relationship like business relationship, but most of them, they are based on trust. And because they don't trust each other, they call that trust, but they don't trust each other. They sign agreements and everything. So it doesn't work that way. But that's how businesses are done. But faith is beyond all those trust and beliefs. Okay, Carlos, I'd like to ask you something, doctor. I'd like to ask you to let these transmissions recorded on Facebook, please. Yes, you can. Fabulous Sanchez, faith in God, faith in yourself, faith in DXN. Yeah, once you have faith in Shunya, you'll start having faith in all the right and virtuous things. Remember, faith is, something that only the just people live. So somebody who is crooked, somebody who has a wicked mind, something, hanky-panky going in his mind, does not develop faith. He cannot, because his mind is already working. So faith comes from a mind that is completely pure, a completely reset mind into its original state. And that's what Shunya aims to achieve. Okay, so we have no more questions coming up. So that's it from me today. Have a great Saturday. And we are going to have, we have Paras Thapa saying, Doctor, can you explain few words about how Shunya will help to people who are suffering from anxiety during lockdown period? I think, Paras, Shunya basically resets you. You look at a child, when you were born, you did not have anxiety, you did not have fear, you just were there. You trusted everything. You had an unknowing faith, You just were there. And that is the state that Shunya brings you. When you go back, you reset your mind, you go to the state where you start having faith in things around you. You when you observe your breath, you see, hey, I never have understood this. I never even paid attention that there is a breath that goes in and out every moment, and that's so amazing. This thing and realization that it's the breathing that is keeping me going, you will suddenly realize that Shunya makes you aware of the most basic thing of your life, that's your breathing. It also makes you aware of the way your mind works. And these two things automatically reset you. There is no kind of fear and anxiety for one who practices Shunya. We have witnessed it ourselves, we have witnessed it by many people, and that is what are the benefits of practicing Shunya, especially in this lockdown period. So I think that's all from my side. Alma Zaragoza says faith is everything. Absolutely. And with Shunya, you can start to reset yourself, to regain back the inert quality of faith within you. And you'll see how trust and belief just pop up from the grounds of faith, and then you will achieve peace and prosperity that we all aim for. Thank you so much. See you again. Bye bye.